Hi, my name is Anshuman. Welcome to my LifePage. Today I'll be speaking to you about teaching, but before that, I'd like to introduce myself. I completed my schooling from St. Joseph's Academy and went on to graduate from Bachelor's in Management Studies from the University of Mumbai. I then completed my Master's in Finance from the University of Leeds, and then I started my Teach for India journey in Mumbai, where I taught second and third grade in the year 2010 to 2012. Teach for India basically is a movement of leaders who give 2 years of their lives to eliminate and work on the educational inequity that exists in India. Now, teaching is basically working with a group of students, whether in the capacity of a class teacher or teaching individual subjects. I was a class teacher and I taught second and third grade. Couple of subjects that I taught were mathematics, English, computer science, and social science. The education that's required for teaching can be diverse. You can be good at mathematics, English, social sciences, or sciences. And it's important to be good in some of these subjects or all of these subjects. Because in order for you to become a good teacher, you need to have a strong foundational basis in these particular subjects. Foremost skill is the leadership skill. The reason I emphasize on leadership is purely because of the number of stakeholders that you would actually be facing. While I was teaching, the respect that I had for my teachers increased multifold because of the number of things that one has to. It's not about just teaching in the classroom, but also speaking and connecting with your the teachers in your own school. It also means that you'll be regularly interacting with your own principal, parents, your own mentors, and the students themselves. So it's important to do things in your school life which build your leadership skills to start with. Fulfilling job because you are responsible for molding lives of so many of your own students. Imagine yourself as a child sitting in a classroom and imagine the sort of person you wished you had when you were growing. And you are basically that sort of person in the lives of these young. It's a very underpaid profession. No matter how educated you actually are, a conventional teaching job would not be able to pay you as much as a corporate job would. Even at Teach for India, one gets paid only just enough to cover his or her own expenses, but the amount of money that you actually get is not very high. One of the other challenges is being in a school which was an afternoon school. So I did have the liberty of waking up quite late in the morning. My school timings were 12 to 5. So I would get up in the morning at about 8 and prepare what I was going to teach in the school that day. Then I would rush to the school at about 10:30, 11 and take an hour-long remedial classes. Some of the kids who struggled more in the classroom. Then as a class teacher, so I had to teach from 12 to 5 and it was a job that was without a long break. So I only had about half an hour of recess, but during all the other hours I would be standing and teaching. Then the school gets over at about 5, but I would take another hour to take remedial classes. Then I'd come back home. I would enjoy a little bit with my friends and then I would get to planning for the next day again. And as a teacher, you also have responsibilities of maintaining and analyzing data of your students or something like correcting notebooks or correcting papers. So that would take up another couple of hours and the day would end at about 11 p.m. I hope I was able to give you a balanced view on teaching. Thank you so much.